Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Mr. and Mrs. E.
Launch sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best grand E, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Auntie, is that you? Yes. Bring in the crime dogs. It's time.
Unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mystery Crimecast. I am Mr. E. I'm joined tonight by Mrs. E and Auntie. Have you missed us, Auntie?
Oh, yes. It's been so long since I've seen you.
I know. Have we ever done 2 live streams in a single day? I
don't
guess
think
this is the
so.
first time we have done that. So I'd like to welcome everyone in, and thanks for joining us here. We're going to be discussing the Katlyn Harp. Now, what was a disappearance? Now is unfortunately a tragic murder. But I'd like to welcome everyone here. Hello, is that Trees and PJ, Real Me Too, Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches. Al Henry, good to see you back in with us. A lot of you are up for the double feature. What was it called at the movies? Was it a double feature?
Double
Did they call
feature?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you kind of do the back-to-back thing.
Real Me Too says we are getting spoiled.
So we'll find out if if a double dose of the Crimecast is too much for people or not, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we have 5
if-
new members thanks to Uber Fubar. He donated 5 Crimecast memberships. I saw that they went out. And then also Lacey Pear True Crime became a YouTube member.
She did that on the last one.
Yeah, I guess it just announced
It
it
just
again.
kind of carried over, I guess.
It must have carried over. Okay.
Well, we appreciate you being here, but the Uber Food Bar, that was new for sure. So thank you so much for doing that, Uber.
That was very kind of you, and we appreciate that
Very
so
nice.
much.
And so hopefully some folks in here in the chat tonight got those gifted memberships. That would be fantastic.
And if you did get a gifted membership from Uber Fubar, please let him know that you appreciate it and tell him thank you.
So yeah,
Let's
so,
see. Let's see
hello,
what's going on.
El
Sorry,
Kennedy?
I clicked out for a second.
Yeah, so we are trying
Hello,
to stick
El
to
Kennedy.
we are trying to stick to this Tuesday night, kind of trying to keep some consistency for people, because a lot of people were hoping to find a nice where they could regularly find us.
Mhm.
And so we're going to try this out for a while. We're going to try to stick to the Friday afternoon kind of weekly true crime roundup, where we discuss a handful of the bigger cases.
Mhm.
That might be a tough decision this week. Which one?
It sounds like the Diddy case is coming to a close really soon. So we should have some verdicts on that soon.
And then Coburger tomorrow. I guess they'll have that live, right?
I don't know. They were going to, it was going to be a televised court case. So I would think that would still be televised. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know if y'all saw this today, but the Coburger thing, they're saying now that he's not going to have to
reveal what
speak
happened
in detail about what he did. So I
did see a statement from one of the other parents, sets of parents, and they were relieved that it was handled as such. They just want to get on with their lives. They said they need closure, and having to relive all this was going to be so much, and they were dreading it, and they're glad that it's over. So I think there's a mix between the families as far as how they feel and, the way that they wanted resolution. So
Real Me Too says it is live tomorrow. So that will be televised. I wonder if we're around. I guess.
Guys, he's easing me into doing this every day. I think is what's going on. He's
we thought we were going to cover the trial.
That's true.
And so really we're getting off easy, not only having to cover one day.
I wanted to say also hello to BJ Boop. Welcome in. Nice to see you. And PJ says this isn't very far from me. Heartbreaking.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure it is.
And hello, PJ. It's nice to see you. And PJ is one of our great mods, along with Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches and the Real Me Too. And I don't know if I've seen anybody else in here, but thank you guys for being here to help us. We appreciate you so much.
Oh, and Real Me Too saying one family didn't want the DP. So
there's been some statements come out today, and they're really interesting. They're definitely worth discussing, because I was surprised at the last statement I read.
Cindy says, please do it live. Oh, Cindy.
That'll depend on timing, I think.
Yeah. Do we know what time it is?
Real Me Too probably does.
Real Me Too knows everything. Real Me Too needs her own show. She knows everything. She's awesome. I'm going to guess it's probably around noon Mountain time, if I had to guess.
Maybe. Oh, she says 11.
11.
Is that Eastern time?
So that would be 10 our time. We might be able to do it.
And Banana
I'm not
Pants
getting
is,
a lot of work done this week.
I know. Banana Pants is good evening, eager to learn about a new case.
Yes. This is a pretty tragic case.
Yeah, this one's horribly tragic, actually. So so where we'll get started here, I guess, is just, if you've been following this, this is Katlyn Harp. I'm going to pull up
And I believe they the people in the town corrected Bullhorn Betty and said her name, that they call her Caitlin. So I'm not sure if it's
it is
Caitlin or Catlin. She was saying Catlin as well, but I think it could be Caitlin.
but spelled Katlyn. So there is no I in there, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's,
We were all saying Catlin, and that's what we thought, but
yeah.
I think it might not be. I haven't. I think the news people, both news reports, said Caitlin.
So this is Katlyn Harp. I'm going to try to get that right.
And see, on that one, it's spelled Katlyn. So I've seen it
but
spelled two
what
different ways.
website is this?
That we're on now.
Yeah.
The Daily Voice,
I don't know that.
This
one.
is
Harrisburg
Daily
Daily Voice.
Daily Voice.
Okay.
They could just have it misspelled.
Hard to say.
I've seen
I think it's Katlyn. I'm
pretty
like
sure.
99.9% sure.
I've seen it that way several times because I keep having to correct myself when I write.
And Real Me Too says it is Caitlin. Caitlin.
So it is Caitlin.
Pronounced Caitlin, but spelled Katlyn.
Yes.
She says not the right spelling.
She said that's not the right spelling. Hang on.
Really?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I will.
I see it as
Several outlets have this Katlyn.
so no, I think she's saying the one on the screen is not the right spelling.
No, that's I'm not
Y'all?
sure.
I don't know.
I mean,
I believe it's Katlyn. I don't want to argue.
Katlynharp. Katlyn Harp.
That's what I have
on
too.
That's directly from the missing page in from her community. So
well, heck, I looked up her Facebook. So
yeah, I did too.
Let's see.
While we're
yes, that's how you spell it.
Katlyn.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the pronunciation is Caitlin.
That's what I don't understand. That doesn't seem.
Well, you know how, I mean, I've seen parents do that with children before, where they, they get they try to do a unique spelling, but then it causes those phonetic problems the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Oh, I have friends that are bitter about that.
Yeah. So Ubar says he's seen it spelled every which way. Yeah.
Well, and any way that it's spelled, it's a terrible situation.
Yeah. So, but I want to get it right if we can get it right. So, so this is the couple here. She's with her husband, who's now in custody, Vincent Harp, Katlyn Harp. She's 33 years old. She has I think 3 children from another marriage, and is it 2 with Vincent or 1 with Vincent? Not positive about that.
I didn't think they had any together.
Oh, they didn't have any children together.
He had 2 children of his own, and actually she had
3, right?
Had 3, possibly 5, but the 2 older ones were not with her. And then at the time, I don't think the 3 younger ones were either. I think they were somewhere else.
And I think a lot of these kids are little kids, so this is,
it's terrible.
He had 2 with the previous spouse, and he had custody of them because of course she was not with us either. So he had custody of those 2.
Yeah. So this is all happening out in West Virginia, or I'm sorry, in Pennsylvania. And she went missing. She essentially, what happened was on June 20th, her sister had been trying to contact her and had not heard from her all day, which was unusual. So that night, she does a wellness check, and shortly after that, there's a search for her, and a be on the lookout goes out for Caitlin. And so that's later that evening on June 20th. And so investigators start talking to family, making phone calls, reaching out, trying to find out where she may have been. And eventually things kind of lead back to Vincent. So Vincent had seen her on June 19th. So this is really the last confirmed time we'll be able to say that she was seen. So that would be a Sunday, Sunday, I believe. And there had been some kind of argument happening sometime around 6:45 that evening. She had just talked to her sister on the phone. The sister's name is Heather, I believe.
Mhm.
And they have that argument. And then around 7:00, Katlyn is seen outside. And then eventually police will discover that her phone pings at the house around 9:25 that night. Okay, so that's kind of the last thing we know about Katlyn there. Later, when they start investigating, they get into Vincent's phone records and they start placing him at various parts in the area, and they speak to him when they find out that her phone has pinged at his house. So on June 23rd, they do more of a formal interview with Vincent. And the affidavit later says that there's a lot of inconsistencies in his story. Sometimes he had taken his phone with him. Sometimes he hadn't taken his phone. He doesn't give exact details about where he went specifically. So he kind of contradicts himself a few times. Yeah, and then in one statement with them, he was saying he hadn't spoken to Katlyn, and one he had. So I'm sure with all of that, there were some red flags kind of right away.
Yeah, I think one of the big red flags was the wording of the text message. He said that she had sent him about 3:45 a.m. And it was really oddly worded, and the family did not feel like that came from her whatsoever.
Yeah, there's a text that gets sent around at 3 or something in the morning.
3:45 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's
on the 20th.
Right, and it says something about how they need a break. They need to take a break, and it's misspelled break, like BRAKE.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever about that wording or something, her side of the family didn't believe it was her.
Legitimate, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I kind of wondered after just seeing that was when they go through and kind of look at his old writings and stuff like that, will he consistently misspell the word break?
Oh, wow. That's a good point.
That'd be the kind of thing you'd want to dig for, I think. Or
Hi,
not.
Jules. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Actually, can I have to talk to you offline for just a second?
Sure.
Aunt E, can you talk to chat for just a sec?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that Ubar Fubar said linguistics weren't hers. Yes, they said it just didn't sound like her. The text message, I can read to you what the text message said. If I can find it, I just had it up. It was really odd wording. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, the text message said, "I love you so much, but I can't. I'm sorry for talking to them guys on Snap, but I need a break. I'm going to have my friend pick me up. I'm taking a bag. I'll get a hold of you in a couple days to get the rest of my SHIT. Please don't destroy my SHIT. I need my space to get out my head." So, you can see the linguistics are kind of choppy, and there's improper English, which, I guess somebody could in the heat of being upset could put something out there like that. But that was what the text message supposedly said, that 3:45. But her family said that just did not sound like her.
I don't think we have the actual text message, do we?
I
Uber was
have it.
asking if we could put it up on the screen.
I can send it to you.
Okay, I can do that.
I can send you the picture.
And then, Aunt E, I wanted you to look at the private chat. And
Sure.
also, I wanted to thank Jules for becoming a member. I believe she was a member before and has renewed her membership, but thank you. Either way, Jules, we appreciate you.
Okay, I just sent that
thank
to
you.
you.
Was that I didn't. I've lost the.
You've lost what?
I don't know how to get back to.
It's the
Oh,
okay.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, so well, and thank you, Canine Jules. We appreciate that. Do you prefer Jules, the dog handler, Canine, Captain Jules? Which would be
Julesy
better?
Jules.
Jules, just
Uh,
Jules,
Yeah,
just Jules.
just Jules. But no, we do appreciate that. And if you don't know, Jules has her own YouTube channel, and she's fantastic. So if you're interested in all things involving the search dogs and learning about those kind of topics, she's great for that. So this is their home. And if you are a fan or follow Bullhorn Betty, she's boots on the ground right now. I just saw a little bit of her video today. Auntie, you watched the full video?
Yes, I watched it all, and yeah, she's doing a great job. She, was there initially to help with search before she was found. She was on her way there, and was going to be retracing and looking, and kind of had the whole scenario all set up. And so she's if you're interested in this case, she's got a lot of details. She's got an exact timeline, lots of info.
Yeah,
And
so
she did drive-bys of this house too.
yeah, so she's going to go to a lot of these locations we're going to be talking about here tonight. So it'll be a great channel to follow if you want to kind of learn the terrain here. This is really, it seems very mountainous and sparsely populated.
She said it was actually a very beautiful area, and my husband has
sure.
family in Harrisburg area, so I've been up in the area. It's very pretty.
How far is Harrisburg from here, you think?
Gosh, it's really close to it's really close to the Ohio line. It's just over the line into Pennsylvania from Ohio.
Okay. Well, this is their property, I guess, as it's being built, or some addition was being made, or something like that. Because the picture she was showing today, it was completed.
Yeah, she said that she thinks he had been working on like remodeling the whole thing.
Yeah. So this is kind of the lay of the property, and it's a pretty good sized tract of land. And when Betty was there today, all that stuff, whatever, all those trucks, and I don't know what all that is back there, various items covered with tarps and such. That's kind of the way it looks today. But this is where they would have had that argument on the 19th. Someone would have seen her at 7. Sounds like there's a trail cam on one of these back properties somewhere that caught various actions, like seeing her on I think the back porch or a walk path somewhere nearby. And that trail cam becomes important for some other things here in just a moment also. But anyway, if you end up being interested in this case, I definitely recommend Bullhorn Betty. She's great. She's been a friend to us almost ever since we started doing our channel, actually.
She's been kind to us since the beginning.
Oh yeah, she's been great to us.
All because I actually reached out to her and asked her if we could use her video, because we didn't know that people just use each other's videos all the time without asking. But we reached out and formally asked her if we could use her video, and she was very gracious and kind. So, and then we get to be buddies with her after that.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She is such a hard worker, especially cases like this. This is her passion.
Yeah. So this would be the last time. We don't know exactly what happened here yet, but this is likely where whatever argument happened escalated. It very may be where she passed away.
I actually just got the text message uploaded, so if you'd like me to put it up, I can.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, I shouldn't have said anything.
Why?
Because I wasn't quite ready yet.
Oh, okay. Well, still, it's interesting to see the property and all of that too. So,
and I think Betty said that there was an area of that where they were arguing was out back on the back porch.
There you go.
Okay, so wifey, I guess. So the message here, if you can't see it, reads, "I love you so much, but I can't. I'm sorry for talking to them guys on Snap, but I need a break. I'm going to have my friend pick me up. I'm taking a bag, and I'll get a hold of you in a couple days to get the rest of my S. Please don't destroy my S. I need my space to get out my head." So there's a very distinct kind of writing pattern there.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's his common way of writing messages, then that's going to be kind of easy to prove that he didn't write that.
Yeah, Uber Fubar said that's definitely male language.
Yeah, it sounds it. And there's the bizarre like capitalization at inappropriate places.
Hmm. And
Um,
also, lots of times women, I wouldn't say my friend is going to pick me up. I would put, so and so's picking me up.
Women are more specific, more
Yes,
detailed.
they're more detail oriented. I'm
Mhm.
taking a bag.
right.
And Jules, I did get your message on X and responded.
So we got a few misspellings. You got the break. You got friend, destory instead of destroy.
The story.
Yeah. So I mean, those can be typos, but if that's like if he
A
makes those
common
kind of
mistake.
common, like if he does the friend thing the wrong way frequently, then
Oh,
you might have so
Mm.
Jules says the husband talks like that on his social
well,
media.
I mean, just looking over this case, and I haven't dug terribly deep into it. Haven't had a lot of time because we've been working on the Devlin Tate and some other things. But from what I'm seeing so far, is he's made a lot of mistakes.
Oh yeah, and Uber Fubar is a student of statement analysis right now.
Mhm.
So this case might be really interesting for you to jump into. So
Yeah.
if his social media is still accessible, you can
Look.
pull comparisons
Mhm.
with his type of messaging. And
Oh, I bet it is because he's
yeah,
in jail.
yeah. So
So
this might be an interesting kind of thing for you to look at.
did you see what he put? That's not female language, bad grammar, and too forceful.
Yes, that's one of those
I
things
agree
I
with that
almost
too.
couldn't put your finger on, but that it does feel like a guy writing, right?
Mhm.
Um, and the
Yeah.
"I love you so much" thing too. So Jules says exactly. If he named a friend, then the police would immediately go question that
Yeah,
friend about her
exactly.
location. Yep, I bet he thought exactly like that.
And Real Me Too says they can't tell the cause of death yet. So
Yeah. So apparently they were going to start doing the autopsy Monday.
mhm.
So um, I don't know, but they may have just enough evidence in general. It may not be necessary.
Right.
Anyway, this kind of stuff is interesting to me with language and that kind of thing to look at. But that "I love you so much," that isn't that kind of like one of those signs to, like when we talked about
Right.
how we would talk about the what we believe to be a made up story with the Sebastian Rogers, where love you puppies, love you mom,
Uh-huh.
trying to create this fake like illusion of everything being well. That's kind of what
Yeah,
I'm
I
making
agree.
of. So anyway, that's very interesting. So and at 3:49 a.m., so many hours after the supposed argument.
Mhm.
And then he later claims he wakes up at 5 and she is gone.
Mhm.
That is what he will later say. Doesn't look like that's true at all. So there's so then let me see what date this happened on. Someone
He says that the text message came in on 6/20 at 3:45 a.m.
what text? Oh,
That
what?
text message. That's when he received the text message. It was 3:45 a.m. is what he said. So he obviously had her phone, left the message to himself on that at that time.
Well, the time on that says 3:44, right?
Yeah.
So it didn't come through his phone until 3 hours later. Is that what you mean?
No, 3:45 a.m. same time.
Well, it says 3:44.
Well, okay, that's 1 minute.
It's
3:45.
3 hours.
No, 3:45, 3:44. That's 1 minute.
Okay, I thought you were saying 6:44.
No, I said 3:45.
Okay, well, maybe I misheard you then. So anyway, then it turns out he had a Kawasaki UTV. I don't know. I just looked up an image just to see, what these things look like. I don't know if it's this exact type. There's some that are like 6-seaters and different types or whatever. But he owned one of these. He was even seen on one of those trail cams driving it on June 18th, so a day before the argument and probably the last day that Katlyn was alive. Had a vehicle like this, and he sold it on June 24th. So the day after he did his interview with the police. And then on June 25th, the UTV was brought to the police. So I don't know if the person that bought it from him was suspicious or police.
Supposedly it had evidence on it.
Yeah, I just
Red
don't know.
evidence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've already said. I mean, you know how it is. We get demonetized all the time because we tend to not do the safety words.
I didn't. Was blood a word?
I don't know.
I didn't know.
I don't know, but there's supposedly
Well, she's gotten poor Aunt E has gotten slapped down so many times about saying things too directly. She's just trying to be safe.
yes.
So,
But there was evidence on. I just called it evidence, but on it, and the person that bought it saw it, and yeah.
Well,
Romy
anyway,
too
they
says
found they did have blood on the seat.
Yeah. Did you see what Romy 2 says? He said it was for reward money. Wow.
It said he sold several items, including that.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
Yes, he sold several items
interesting.
on the 24th.
And Uber says nobody better say anything about Auntie on my watch. And hello, blessed mom. It's nice to see you.
That's a good cover story, I suppose.
I mean, it is, but I mean, it's Ping City with his
But
phone.
He's
Yeah.
This guy's toast anyway. I think.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he just not he didn't think things through very well. It might have happened in the heat of passion, anger, whatever, but he definitely did not handle the fallout well as far as thinking things through.
Yeah, I would say this is probably not planned at all, and that's why he's arrested, because it's even out in a place like this, out in the mountains, all the trees, there's trail cams even that catch you doing stuff. There's cameras just everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so unless you're just
It's not
methodical, I mean, really, it's so it's almost impossible to get away with things like this if law enforcement knows what they're doing.
Oh goodness! Did you hear that dig? Did you catch that, Aunt E?
What?
Just a little subtle.
He said it's impossible to get away with anything these days unless law. What did you say?
I don't know.
He was being snarky.
Yeah, I was just saying.
If law enforcement knows,
if they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's cameras everywhere. There's data everywhere, as we're going to see with him here in a moment too. So I'm going to pull up.
Angel Wings liked it. She got your joke.
I was actually reading
Jules.
reading the timeline a little bit more.
Jules, yeah, we are side-eyeing his first wife passing away.
Yes, his first wife supposedly died of a drug overdose. But it's definitely worth looking at that again, because they said it wasn't conclusive on that exactly what happened. So it's definitely worth looking at again, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a lot of this kind of in retrospect, figuring out where his movements were and everything, right? So but eventually, as they put it together, it appears that how things went, the argument starts around 6:45 on that Sunday to the 19th. She's seen outside at 7:00. Her phone pings for the last time at his home, whatever it is, 9:25, 9:45.
9:25 and it was through the Life 360 apps where it pinged.
Right. So kind of nothing that we know of really happens for the next 6 hours. Then at 3:44, he gets the phony text message, we think, from her cell phone to him. He wakes up at 5, says she's not there, and he believes probably that she's with the friend. Or at least that's his story.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next morning he goes on to work, and
what day is this?
so this is June.
That's on the 20th.
On the Friday. Okay.
And
Yeah, and it's 7 a.m. with the eyewitness account. He left work in the 2007 Yukon.
right, and some of this is going to be based on Bullhorn Betty's reporting too. She's talking to people there, so she's filling in a few gaps on this timeline a bit. So I think that was from Betty, right? The 7 a.m.
Yes, the 7 a.m. was from her. Yes.
Yeah. So he goes at 7 a.m. and we think it's looking like this is where his plan
Really,
gone-
it really just falls
may have
apart.
gone badly. Okay, so can we see the map here? Is this too small?
Oh, it's not up yet.
Oh, it's not up. Oh, it should be up.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All I see is us.
Sorry.
I can help you with that, sir. There you go.
Oh, it wouldn't even give me the choice. Interesting.
Well, I'm fancy like that.
All right. So yeah, that's too big. But I'm all right. So this little heart right here, that is their home. That's where the argument happened.
20 Fairview Drive. Yes.
Right. So he goes to work, and then he leaves at 7, I suppose. And then at 10 a.m. that morning, down here, this is Shade Mountain Road with this red marker. So this is a very long, and you can
Pretty
even
far
tell,
away.
yeah, it's pretty far away. And you can see just by the very light shading, this means this is not a very popular,
Oh my goodness.
it's probably like a dirt road mostly. Whatever happens up here, he's driving his Yukon and it gets stuck in the mud. So he's got to get help. So he's up there from like 10 to 11 a.m. or so. And so he left work to go up to this road for no real known obvious reason. But so his truck is stuck there, right? So then want to make sure I get the timing right on this. So then that afternoon, around 4 o'clock, is when Caitlin's sister finally makes the welfare check. She's been trying to reach her all day. And then later that day, he's back in a different vehicle in a Silverado. Let's see, is this the one? No. Okay, he drives by this, which is not far from his home, right here. So his home's up here with the heart. This is a VFW post. He gets caught on those cameras in a Silverado at 5:41 with a green box in the back of his truck.
Oh.
Okay. So that's 5. Oh, that's actually 5:40. And then a minute later, let's see, where is that Sunoco? Right here. About a minute later, he's at this gas station, and he goes in and he asks for a pair of gloves.
I think he was looking to buy them and they didn't have any. And so he asked for a pair of plastic gloves.
Oh, is that right? The article I saw, all it said was
Well, and that was directly from Betty on her today's live. She was, I don't know if she went in there, interviewed more, but that was what she reported as well. They gave him a pair of, like, the food type gloves that you put on, or
Gotcha.
that kind of thing.
I have
The throwaway gloves.
Just so you know, if you want to go over it, I have his arrest affidavit.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
One of our great subscribers sent it to me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so he's at the gas station. So he drives by the VFW, stops at this gas station for throwaway gloves, and then like 40 minutes later, he is back down here at Shade Mountain Road.
Blessed Mom wants to know what day that was.
This was on the 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the day after the argument. So probably it's
the next morning. Yeah, it's the morning after the argument.
So we don't know exactly what time he was at the mountain. I think they're going off cell phone pings or something. So sometime between 6:20 and 6:50. So he's at the gas station at 5:41. He's up at that mountain where he got stuck earlier in the day at 6:20 to 6:50. Okay. So then, and still in this truck with the box. Then at 6:50, he's off of Shade Mountain Road and he drives right by the police department here in Middlesburg and gets picked up again with the green metal box in the back of his truck by their security cams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Video evidence at 6:50 p.m. with the large silver box.
Right. And so then the welfare checks made later that night Um, and then everything kind of escalates from there. They start going through his phone records. Um, they pass him. His phone records have him passing a dump site on Route 42. I hadn't found that one on the map yet, but and then they interview him on the 23rd. The ATV, the UTV, and all of that happens the next couple of days. And so the search is going on. They're doing canines, helicopters, the works, searching everywhere at this point. And they eventually find, I want to see, make sure I get the details of this right. They found drag marks.
Yes, I saw that as well. And his name is Vincent or Vinny Harp.
Yeah.
Someone asked his name.
I know I saw that detail here because that'll be important. Bear with me just a moment. Yeah, so according to the affidavit, police found evidence of drag marks into and out of the wooded area stemming from a start point where officials were able to ping Vincent's phone. So somewhere in that shady, what was that called? Shady whatever road. What is that called?
Shady Mountain?
Yeah, Shady Mountain Road. Yeah, so somewhere over here they find drag marks going out into the woods during their investigating. So a few more days go by, and then finally on June 29th, amazingly, the sister finds her sister, or what she believes to be her sister, and that in the body
inside the metal box.
Correct. Now she doesn't open it or anything like that. I'm assuming the smell was the giveaway. So this is the home where the argument found, and then it's hard to get an exact address on this, but it's reported as being in Montour Township, which is kind of this property, this land here, and apparently they owned at one point a lot of this land, and sold it. Really, just what about a half year prior to the disappearance,
Mm-hmm.
and from one of the homes on that land, she was found several, like 100 and some odd yards away, off a cliff in a box. And when they opened the box, it was her remains.
It's terrible.
And they say they were able to identify her because of that 1111 tattoo that she had on her shoulder. Next day, on Monday, they try to do the autopsy, and they arrest Vincent and charge him with a variety of crimes.
Do you want the arrest?
I've got this. Is this what you have?
I have the whole thing. I have
Okay.
his affidavit.
Okay, I'll read this first, and then
Okay.
we can go to your thing and see if it has more information. So this is Vincent Lloyd Harp. He was arrested. Oh, I guess he was arrested the same day. That's right. I forgot about that because that's right, because they moved so quickly.
Yeah,
Once
yes.
Once they had the body, they arrested him. So this is on the 29th, and he's charged with criminal homicide. He's charged with tampering with and fabricating physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. So 3 charges there. And I was looking for a mugshot today. I don't think there's one out there anywhere. Are you?
I just have a picture of him getting arrested. If you want me to add that.
Yeah, I couldn't find that. So if you have that, that'd be good too.
Okay, you keep talking.
I put that on there. I sent it to Crimey's.
With the sister finding her own sister, how did that happen?
If you want to, there's a news article I sent in Crimey's about that exact thing. If you'll go back,
have access to that on that computer.
No, I just mean it more like
how does that happen?
you have a what is it, a 10-day search. Surely you check property that they're familiar with,
Mhm.
which would be property they used to own. And
the article just says that according to Penn Live, this was the source I'm on. Police stated that on June 23rd, they viewed security footage that showed the defendant driving in a truck with a large green box in the bed. The footage showed him driving down a rural mountainous area. Cell phone data obtained by investigators indicate that it was Vincent Harp, and he was in the area of Harp Lane on June 21st. Caitlin's sister, Heather, then contacted police and indicated she believed Caitlin's body had been hidden on a nearby 40-acre property in Columbia County that the defendant sold in 2023. Police arrived at the scene and discovered a green box on the property and found Caitlin's remains inside the box.
Yeah, I just mean, why is it the sister finding it?
That she was just kind of studying where she thought that she could be, and I assume that's where it came from.
I mean, I'm glad she found her, but that's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild that it's not the search teams, because they had to have known they were looking for a body after the blood on the ATV.
Right.
This wasn't a not runaway, but a person trying to just leave her husband. After that, they had to know for sure that there was that this was going to be the result. So there's Vincent being arrested there. And so, yeah, so that's...
Hi, Kelsey. Welcome in.
Okay, so Blessed Mom says, and good to see you, Blessed Mom, says she had a search team helping her of friends and family. So she may not have even been alone. Yeah, good to see you, Kelsey. Yeah, so Al Henry says, sickening. What goes through a person's mind to do a horrific thing like unaliving someone?
I don't know.
So this sounds like a crime of passion kind of thing, because I guess she was talking to somebody on Snapchat. He got jealous, whether it was actually anything to be jealous about or not, who knows? But that seems to be what it is. Oh, they're twins. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I knew that.
We said that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, so that's interesting. How horrific.
I've got the arrest affidavit up here if you want it.
Sure, yes, let's do that.
Can you even read it though?
I can make my screen bigger. Yeah, so it just kind of has the
It's
address.
multiple pages.
Yeah. I guess we could
The
see.
last page has the affidavit probable cause. Or slide 5.
Okay, let me
Sorry, I was looking at it as if no one else is looking at it with me. Sorry.
I was just going to see if this is interesting enough to read, if we might want to read it. Yeah, I'll just read it.
Oh, okay. Blessed Mom says they spoke daily and had Life 360 between them. She reported her missing. So
makes sense. So if they had that kind of relationship, she would know that's unusual.
Hi, all I need is Jesus Coffee and True Crime. I'm glad to see you got your name fixed. Good to see you.
So yeah, let's just read what they say directly, because a lot of this was reporting about so this is the affidavit of probable cause. Trooper Ryan Galla of the Pennsylvania State Police Criminal Investigation Unit and Corporal Brian Knoll of the Pennsylvania State Police, and he's assigned a troop and criminal investigation assessment officer. So they say on Sunday, June 22nd, at approximately 15:30 hours, the Pennsylvania State Police Bloomsburg Barracks was contacted by Columbia County District Attorney Daniel Lynn. District Attorney Lynn advised that Hemlock Township Police Department was currently investigating a missing person incident. DA Lynn advised that during his conversation with Sergeant Scott Troff, that the Hemlock Township Police Department, he requested that the incident be reassigned to the Pennsylvania State Police. DA Lynn advised Corporal Curtis Killian that the incident revolved around the disappearance of Katlyn Marie Harp. Harp was last seen by her husband Vincent Harp inside the residence on 6/19/25 between 2100 and 2300 hours. Vincent Harp related that when he woke at approximately 500 hours, Katlyn Harp was not in the residence and was unable to be located. Corporal Killian contacted Sergeant Michael Barosh, the officer of the day. A Troop N major case team was established under the direction of Troop N Criminal Investigation Unit. Sergeant Eric Schellenberger. The members of the major case team assembled at PSP Bloomsburg at approximately 1745 hours. Sergeant Scott Troff and Corporal Charles Dietrich arrived at PSP Bloomsburg at approximately 1800 hours and began briefing members of the incident. Then on Friday, June 20th. Okay, so the argument.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to share that yet. That was something else.
I don't know. Mrs. E just left, so I don't know.
Hang on just a second. This is the coroner's report from 6:30.
Okay. So this might be more interesting anyway. So this is the
I don't know why it popped up. I was trying to save it backstage. Sorry.
It's okay. So this is the coroner, Jeremy Reese, is releasing the following updated information pertaining to the death investigation of Katlyn Harp. An autopsy was performed on the body of Katlyn Harp at 8 a.m. on Monday, June 30th, 2025 by Dr. Christopher Sullivan, a forensic pathologist of H&L Lab Medicine in Allentown. Findings of the autopsy include that Harp's body was in a very advanced state of decomposition, secondary to being placed in the container consistent with a military-type storage locker for over a week. No evidence of gunshot wounds or of penetrating trauma, and no fractures to the extremity bones are noted. Given the condition of the body, additional testing and additional review of today's examination findings, including toxicology testing, will be performed in an effort to determine the cause of death by Dr. Sullivan. There is no estimate on the time to complete the additional testing and analysis at this time. The manner in which Katlyn's body was placed into the military-type storage container, the container secured via a padlock and discarded into the wooded area, remains consistent with a manner of death classification of homicide. The investigation by coroner's office remains ongoing in collaboration with PSP Bloomsburg and the Columbia County District Attorney, who may release additional details at their discretion. No additional information will be released at this time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We can go back and read the other here later.
And I can remove that. Hang on.
But anyway, I was mistaken. I was thinking this all started on a Sunday, but I guess the 19th was a Thursday night. So
was that what you were looking at before?
It is.
Slide,
yeah.
Slide 5. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. No big deal. Let's see where I was. We were almost done with this anyway. So on Friday, June 20th at approximately 16:08 hours, Patrolman Bradley Sharrow received a phone call from Heather Lane requesting a welfare check on her sister, Katlyn Harp. Lane informed Hemlock Township Police Department that Katlyn Harp resides at 20 Fairview Drive in Hemlock Township with her husband, Vincent Harp. Not sure what that is. Patrolman, I think. Sharrow was informed that Lane was last spoke with her sister at 18:44 hours on 6/19/2025. Lane related. And then it's signed by them. So, yeah, so it was the twin sister that talked to her the night before, twin sister that found her, and twin sister that made the report.
Wow.
So awful. And it looks like at least 5 children, I guess, involved, that are, just a horrible situation. So, okay,
is there another
full screen? Yeah,
but that's just more of the same, isn't it?
Oh,
that's page 6. This is page 6. You were on page 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is I see that. So I think the last sentence was something like that she last. Oh, anyway. So anyway,
you want me to go back? There's the page that you were just on.
Yeah, lake related. So that was the beginning of the next sentence. So yeah, if we go to page
lake related.
Lane related that she hears from her sister every day, and it is not like her to go without communication. Lane informed Patrolman Sharrow that she has had conversation with Vincent Harp, and he informed Lane that they had argued after dinner the night prior. Lane informed Patrolman Sharrow that she has Life 360 on Katlyn's phone, and Life 360 has not updated since the night prior. A regional message was sent through East Central Communications to all local police departments to be on the lookout for Katlyn Harp by Hemlock Township Police Department on 6/20/2025. Between 6/20/2025 and 6/22/2025, the Hemlock Township Police Department utilized investigative efforts to locate Katlyn Harp. These efforts included speaking with family members, consulting local law enforcement departments that have jurisdiction over properties the Harps are known to frequent, and attempting to contact the treatment center Katlyn Harp goes to get methadone treatment. Through investigation, it was learned that Katlyn Harp has had no communication through any messaging applications, phone calls, or text messages since 6/19/2025. Vincent Harp provided Hemlock Township Police Department with screenshots of text messages that were sent from his phone to Katlyn's phone. Vincent Harp has also provided statements to Hemlock Township Police that he has had no contact with Katlyn Harp since 6/19 between 2100 and 2300 hours. Vincent Harp also stated that Katlyn Harp has not returned to the residence. Then on 6/22/2025, the Pennsylvania State Troop and Cellular Analysis Technician, Trooper John P. Luchko, completed an exigency request for Katlyn Harp's Verizon wireless phone records. Data from the historical records is consistent with Katlyn Harp's device being in the area of 20 Fairview Drive, Hemlock Township, Columbia County on 6/19/2025 until approximately 21:25 hours. A regional message was sent through East Central Communications to all local police departments to be on the lookout for Katlyn Harp by Hemlock Township Police Department on 6/20/2025. On 6/23/25 at 3 hours, Corporal Brian Knoll and Trooper Ryan Gola interviewed Vincent Harp at the Pennsylvania State Police BLOOMSBURG Barracks. So they did that at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get out of bed and go do an interrogation, I guess, right? Through the course of the interview, it was revealed that Vincent Harp was in constant communication with Katlyn via his cellular phone in the days and hours leading up to her disappearance. Vincent Harp related he received a message from Katlyn in the early morning hours of 6/19/25 after her Life 360 application was no longer active. Throughout the interview, Vincent Harp was inconsistent with his movements before, during, and after Katlyn's disappearance. These discrepancies include stating that he had talked to his counselor, then changing his story to say he did not speak with the counselor the morning of June 20th. He initially related that he had his phone with him Friday morning, then changed his account to say that he left his phone at the office. Vincent Harp related that he made numerous texts and calls to the victim. Additionally, he omitted locations he traveled and failed to report interactions with Katlyn. Through the course of the investigation, it was learned that Vincent Harp appeared at the Sunoco gas station located at 100 Montour Street, Danville, Pennsylvania, on June 20th. At approximately 17:41 hours during his appearance at the Sunoco gas location, Harp entered the gas station. After walking around the station, he approached the cashier and asked if the store sold gloves. The cashier informed him they did not. 17:41 hours. So that was at night, right? Is my military time off here?
The glove. I'm trying to see what time the glove was. That was at 5:41 p.m.
Yeah.
That's according to Betty's timeline. She has on 6/25 41 p.m.
Oh,
video
right.
evidence that he was at the Sunoco.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was so right. So he truck gets stuck in the mud at 10 or 11 o'clock. And then after work, he's driving. He goes home, apparently, probably to get the box. So this is what it looks like happened. Let's just kind of catch up on that part. So I think I'm understanding how he did this, right? So whatever he does to her that on the 19th, she's deceased, most likely during that argument. So he sets up the fake text message at 3:45. He's panicking, making a plan, whatever he does, cleaning up the mess, whatever he's got to do. And he makes the plan that I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to leave work, and I'm going to go down Shady Mountain Road to this area that I know is very desolate, and that's where I'm going to hide the body. Pretty far from his home and all of that, right? He gets up there, he gets up there, and either before or after he dumps the body, his truck gets stuck. Okay. That's why the drag marks are going out into the woods. And when they follow the drag marks out into the woods, there's nothing there so this would probably be after. He probably got stuck after on his way back. So he probably drags her out into the woods. He comes back to his truck and his truck gets stuck. And that messes up the whole plan. Because now, so anyway, somebody has to help him get out. He comes back later with the Silverado. He goes back to work. He goes home at 5. He gets this metal box, this green metal box, puts it in the back of his truck. Then he drives past the VFW. Then he stops at the gas station for gloves. Then he continues up to the mountain at 620 to 650. Puts the body in the box, right? And then at some point after that, not exactly sure when, he makes his way back toward town to that Montour Township area where he had a former property and decides that that's the place to chuck it off that cliff. And probably happened that night, but I don't think we have, unless they have it here in this affidavit, I don't think we have evidence that he drove back that night or not. But does that seem like how this happened? Am I getting it right?
Yeah,
you
it
think?
sounds right.
That sounds right.
Real Me Too says he drove to the police department with the green box in the truck.
Right. Yeah, he drove right by it.
Smart.
And JDR sounds like Barry Morphew. Yes. And C Star says divine intervention.
Right. He drives by the police department after he's been up to the mountain.
Right.
Because that's at 650. So he's up at the mountain at 620-ish or so, gets her in the box, and then he drives right by the police department.
Right. JDR says his truck gets stuck. That's karma. And then Angel Wings, thinking the same thing I'm thinking, reminds me of Stearns getting a flat tire. Exactly.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
It does. It's exactly. Didn't even think about that, but yes.
And he might have gotten caught either way, because if they might have caught it, but this helps the case. All this helps the case because it's hard to explain why he would have been up that road.
Sorry, I gotta fix the dogs. Hold on a second.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So this is where I got stopped. So during his appearance at the Sunoco location, Harp entered the gas station. After walking around the station, he approached the cashier and asked if the store sold gloves. The cashier informed him they did not. Harp then asked the cashier if he could have a pair from the store. Harp related that he only needed one pair. Harp is then observed on video placing the gloves in his pocket and then walking back out to his silver in color Chevrolet Silverado parked at a gas pump before leaving his location. This is significant to the investigation as this identifies one of the vehicles Harp utilized to travel to a location of interest in the disappearance of Katlyn Harp. This location of interest is located on Shade Mountain Road, a mountain road approximately 15 miles in length that is not heavily traveled. During his interviews, Vincent Harp was unable to articulate a reason for being on the stretch of roadway. It is known that Vincent Harp was stuck on this. So these interrogation videos are going to be very interesting to see in court.
They are.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know why
Ace.
it was on Shade Mountain Road.
Sorry, Ace and PK. And all of our dogs go nuts. I'm so sorry. That's why we got the name Crime Dogs, because back when we first started, we did this in our spare bedroom, and the dogs
They always were in your lap.
well, no, they never, they would completely be normal until we went live. Then they'd jump on that bed and just go crazy. And so one of our users, K-Mac, called us Crime Dogs. And so that's kind of how we got our name.
Yes, it
And
is.
Angel Wing says, is that the dog or Mr. E? Haha. Let's see. And just so you know, I just got some kind of interesting information. So we may be doing yet a third live tonight.
What?
Yeah. So
Triple header?
If I actually ought to pause and mute it for a second and let you know if you don't mind.
Okay.
So Aunt E, can you talk to chat for just a sec?
Sure, I will be glad to.
Thank you.
JDR said, like all killers buy things to help get rid of the body. I know. I mean, he really couldn't have been more stupid going in and saying, do you have gloves I can buy? And when they didn't, asking for a pair of gloves. I mean, how incriminating is that going to be when he goes to court? Hopefully this is one we can watch. Lots of them aren't, but it would be really neat if we could watch this case. Jessica, I agree. There's definitely looking into the ex-wife situation, what happened with her, why she passed away. Like I said, they did rule it an overdose, but he has a criminal past. with lots of theft and different things, and some violence. So it may be one that we can look into further to see what's happening. Okay, guys, are we going to switch over to something else? Mr. E, you are muted. I hope they look into the ex-wife too. And yes, we have received that. Real Me Too. That's what it appears. So do we have a Walmart video of him? I don't know. I do not know if we have a Walmart video. There's a lot of information. We do have the arrest video. I can throw that up. That's him being carted out in cuffs when the arrest was made. And so that's on arrest day. They moved very quickly to get him arrested once the body was located. So JDR says overdose. I don't trust these overdoses with a spouse around. I know it's very strange circumstances. And now you know, the second one here, we have a pattern.
So Auntie, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
We do have some breaking news coming in. I think here in a moment we are going to
I can't believe
switch over to another stream, but everybody can just hang here if you want to. We're going to talk about this until Mrs. E's ready.
It's going to take me a couple minutes to get ready for it.
But I think
I just went ahead and threw up the picture of him being arrested just so they could see him being taken under arrest.
I love to see the bad guys arrested.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's a good image to just kind of put up there when we're not sure what we want to do.
Right.
How much more is on that affidavit? Because I can continue reading that part until we're ready.
Let me see. We were on the last page, slide 6, I believe. Let me pull it up.
Yeah. So I think I finished that page. Was there?
No, okay. Then here's page 7. I think there's actually 8 pages, but the 7th and 8th page are not complete. Like they're not full length pages.
Okay. So the 2007 GMC Yukon on the morning of 6:20 between 10 and 1100 hours. This caused both Vincent Harp and the vehicle to be covered in mud. Through examination of his cellular device, he returns to this location at 6:20:25 between approximately 1820 and 1850 hours. During examination of this heavily wooded, desolate location, evidence of drag marks into and out of the wooded area are observed. These drag marks appear to originate from the location that Vincent Harp's phone communicated with the network. On 6/25/25, a recently sold how dumb is it for him to have taken his cell phone with him?
And I mean, this guy was obviously not
a criminal genius, right?
No.
On 6/25/25, a recently sold 2022 Kawasaki UTV was brought to PSP Bloomsburg. Members of PSP Troop N Forensic Service Unit conducted a field test that showed a presumptive positive for human blood. What do you think that's about? UTV.
Unless he could have transported her on there to wherever the box was located, and then he drug. I think the drag marks were possibly the body in the box being drug out to a certain point. I thought about that. I'm not sure. Not sure. And El Kennedy, were the kids at home while this was going on? I don't think so. But I'm not aware. I know her children did not live there with them. His 2 children did, but I don't know if they were home at the time. I have not heard that. And I don't want to speculate on that, but we will find out more information probably in the coming days.
Sure. The test area was the driver and passenger seat of the UTV. This UTV was known to be utilized by Vincent Harp as recent as 6/18/25 via trail cam footage provided by a neighbor. This UTV was sold by Vincent Harp on 6/24/25. Through further examination of Vincent Harp's cellular data, his path of travel was mapped on the evening of 6/20/25 as he returned from Shade Mountain Road to his residence. Okay, so he went straight home. The Middleburg, yes. Well, I was thinking he might have gone straight to that other property, that Montour, but I guess not. So did he take her home? Maybe.
Possibly.
The Middlesburg Police Department provided video surveillance depicting Vincent Harp's Chevrolet Silverado passing their station located at 13 North Main Street, Middlesbrough at 1850 hours, consistent with his cellular phone activity. The video clearly depicts a large box in the bed of the vehicle. Surveillance was also obtained from the VFW located at 1258 Millersville Road, Bloomsburg, on 6/20/25 at 1740 hours. Vincent Harp's Chevrolet Silverado can be seen passing this location, also consistent with his cellular activity. The video clearly depicts a large green box in the bed of the vehicle. And then on 6/29 at approximately 12:29 hours, PSB Bloomsburg received a call from the victim's sister, Heather Lane, notifying that she and a search party believed they had located Katlyn at 86 Harp Lane, Montour Township, Columbia County. This property was formerly owned by Vincent Harp. Consent was obtained from the current homeowner, and investigators and other emergency personnel responded to the area. A large green metal box consistent with surveillance viewed of the box in the bed of Harp's Silverado was discovered along the mountainside north of Vincent Harp's former property. The box had a strong odor of decomposition emitting from it. The box was retrieved from the mountainside approximately 180 yards from the edge of the cliff. The box lid was locked with a key master lock. Upon cutting the lock and opening the box, human remains were discovered. Katlyn Harp was identified via a tattoo as the human remains. Further examination of Vincent Harp's cellular records revealed his phone was in the area on 6/21/25 at 10:30 hours. Okay, that was new information to me. So he goes there the next morning at 10:30, passing the dump site area on Route 42 at approximately 18:08 hours, and his phone was on Hollow Road just west of Harp Lane. Based on the aforementioned facts and circumstances, your affiance respectfully request a warrant of arrest be issued for Vincent Harp to answer for the charges set forth. Man, so he went to his house with that green box with her there all night, while that's after the Be on the Lookout is out there. He's probably getting a phone call from the police saying, "Hey, have you talked to your wife today?" And there she is in the back of the truck somewhere, probably. And then the next morning, I mean, that's crazy. If they had moved really swiftly, they could have had him with the body probably at his house. You know.
Lady Beanbug says it was 86 Harp Lane. We knew it was in 80 something, but we didn't know exactly the address. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And
Thank
Blessed
you.
Mom, we are going to go live right after this to discuss what they put out. I just set it up.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
And just so you know, the sister has posted about her services. They are going to be Tuesday, July 8th.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about
So they've
that.
already got that information up as of about 6 hours ago.
Wow. So
It's terrible.
yeah. So we had kind of planned to talk about this a little bit longer, but I guess this looks like something I think everyone's going to be interested in.
Yeah.
Especially if you are following the Sebastian Rogers case. Yeah, this is significant enough to go hop on and talk about this, I think.
Yes,
So,
Al Henry, we're planning on going live right after this one to discuss what just came out.
So
Yes,
Mrs.
prayers
E,
for
how
the
does this
family.
work? Do the people just stay right here?
What happens is what I did is a redirect. So everybody that's in our chat now will come to our new one, and we'll just go ahead and do a short intro and get started.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah. And Ace and PK says this is impressive that the PSP.
no, real me too. We're going live.
Yeah, that the PSP has that much digital evidence that quickly, and
It's great.
Yes, and so Real Me Too says Al Henry, no LOL.
No, she thinks we're not. We're gonna roll everybody over into the next stream. If you guys want to go along, if not, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. But yeah, this is kind of
This was
this is kind of crazy information. I can put up my thumbnail to kind of tell everybody what we're doing if you want.
What a
For the next stream.
Sure.
Just give me a minute.
So Detroit Rock City, please stay on because we have some new information about the Sebastian Rogers case.
Looks like I'm going to be doing some more reading.
You are.
I may go refresh my
It's
water.
quick, so
are you doing like music and the whole deal again? Or we just
I'll
go
do
right
it. I'll
here?
do I'll do our short intro.
Okay.
But
We got to give people time to get on though.
I got to pull this
Yeah,
down.
so,
Hold on.
restroom break here in between if you want to do that. And,
Okay, let me see if I can
grab
pull
a
this
new
up.
And
glass of
people are
water.
wanting to know, do they go out and come back in?
No, I think they just hang out, right?
Okay, it looks like At Night is asking the SCSO to step aside. So that's what we're going
And
to
for
be
those who
talking about.
aren't familiar with the Sebastian case, that's the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. They have been the ones that leading the investigation for Sebastian Rogers.
Okay, so what I will do is wrap this one up, and thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will be seeing you in the next stream. Let me pull that back down.
And they just stay on, is that correct?
Yes, and I won't even do our outro. I'll just go,
Yeah.
I'll
And do
just
we need
that.
to go in and out, or do we stay in the same one?
We have to go to a different one. I had to set up a new stream.
Okay.
So, let me just, I'm trying to pull that down. I'm not sure how to. Okay, there we go. And put us back up. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, this is going to be interesting, you guys. Looks like At Night's demanding intervention, I guess is what it looks like.
Uber Fubar can hum an outro
Okay.
or an intro for us. If we need.
So we will do that real quick, and we will see you guys soon. I'm going to take us off the screen, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Good to see you, Bear Bear.
Hey,
Hey,
Bear
Bear,
Bear.
we're getting ready to go to another stream. Stick with us. Oh, it's trying to make me play the outro. Let's see. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you in just a minute.